What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and this is going to be the very first video episode of All Hail the King. And the concept that I'm going to use for this episode was introduced on the From the Helicarrier podcast. And if you happen to miss that podcast, you can check it out at www.thehelicarrier.com. And I'll also put a direct link to the podcast in the description below. So head on over there right now and I'll wait. Okay, I'm assuming you paused the video and came back. So now what I'm going to show you is that exact concept, only put into practice. And I believe this first battle dates all the way back to the last tournament, and that explains the lower stats. Like I said in the podcast, I've been using this combination, and I just wasn't sure when I was going to reveal it. But anyways, we are using the Revolt 5, and we got a pretty good turn order. Angel's going to go first, and we'll use that Rapture ability. This is going to give our agent back-to-back turns on the next round. Also, in the early setups, I used Cable as well as Angel. That way, no matter what, I could get my agent an early turn. But Angel truly is the best character for this setup, in my own opinion. And that's because he can give you those back-to-back turns on the second round, which is truthfully the best round for it. And then on top of that, he can give you buffs such as Strengthened with that level 1 Absolution, or heal your agent back to full and give him a resurrection effect. That is if you happen to get hurt really bad, or maybe you just anticipate that a character will get knocked out. Either way, it's nice to have a resurrection insurance policy. Now with Cable's turn, we can't use his Temporal Shift, at least not on our agent or on Cable. It will conflict with that Hold the Line buff, and I will show you that in the next match. Otherwise, I think this would be way too overpowered. So I just keep it just in case I want to use it later. But if Cable does go first in the round, and your agent's going last, you probably will want to use that on your agent. That way you can get an early turn with the Revolt 5. And that's why I had Cable on the team. Alright, so our agent's turn is finally coming up, and I'll show you exactly what I mean by the Revolt 5 and this combination. First, I'm going to use quick reflexes. That way all of the shots are stealthy. So now I can attack anyone I want and I don't have to worry about protection or counterattacks. And here is the Revolt 5. It fires as a quick action as long as you have ammunition, and it starts with 6. So I have 6 free shots on whoever I want. And I'm going to start on the agent. And by the way, you can get the Revolt 5 in Season 2, Chapter 2, Mission 6, the Premium Mission, and it drops off the Epic Boss. But as you can see, it does pretty decent damage, especially for giving you 6 free shots to start the battle. And you can switch targets, which is one of the things I love about it. And what I mean by that is, after we finish their agent, we still have 3 more shots, and we can fire those on anyone. So it comes in really handy when you're finishing off multiple opponents that may be low on health. And there's another really good trick when using this weapon. It may or may not come up in this video, so I'll go ahead and explain it right now. If the enemy has mirror reality, for instance, you can fire a shot at each one of them and basically waste it. It only heals a minimum amount of damage, and you get to take it off all the opponents, at the cost of only 3 out of 6 free actions. And by the way, after you fire this weapon 6 times, you then can attack normally. So let's use an axe attack, and that'll finish Magneto. So 2 enemies down in the first round. Now Angel is going to have to hold the line, but we gain follow the lead. So both Cable and my agent will get 2 turns in a row. So I'll start by using Cable's level 6, and we'll place Flanked on Havoc. Alright, well actually, you know what? Since we went ahead and got our extra turns, but Angel had to skip his, now we'll use Temporal Shift on him. So we'll give him a turn. And just take a look at all these extra turns everywhere. And on top of that, we're going to put Flanked on Havoc. We broke his shield, so let's see what he does. I'm hoping not that level 6. Okay, he used the Shattering Punch, and it missed anyway. So now we have a ton of turns, and there's no way he's going to get another chance. I'll just go ahead and fire a plasma rifle for my first attack. So that hits, and then we'll do the follow-up. Also, we gain collateral damage, and that's from our Empowered ISO 8. It's titled the Explosive Empowered ISO 8, just in case you were wondering. Now with Angel, I'll go ahead and heal my agent, and that's because I want to show you this second round with him. That would pretty much heal anyone back to full health, and it's going to give them a resurrection effect. Now on my agent's turn, we have 2 turns in a row. So first turn, we use the multifunction part of the Revolt 5 to reload it. Now it has 6 ammo once again, and then we use our next turn to fire it 6 times, and then if anyone's still left standing, we still get our normal attack. Or we could use the cube or whatever we deem necessary. But Havoc won't be left standing, he's down already, and we had plenty of shots to spare. Now let's do one more battle with this team, where I show you what happens when I use Temporal Shift, and then use Rapture right after. We get a pretty good start. We get to go first with our agent, so we're going to fire it 6 times at Rogue. That's going to be our first target. We use quick reflexes once again, so now we have stealthy attacks, and now we will begin firing it. Now I do use the Warbringer Axe, so if you are facing something like a Quicksilver team, he'll really boost the damage of this weapon. But in the next battle, I'll show you another way to do this, and it's actually even more effective, and you don't need to have the axe. You also don't really need the cube or the mystic. That's basically just for backup. But just take a look at how this battle plays out. I don't even use the cube, I'm not using the mystic, and I don't even have any War Frenzy on me. Yet I'm going to take Rogue down before she even gets an attack. And this is with a free mission weapon. Yes, you do need Scarlet Witch, and a few heroes for deployment. But you can farm this anytime in Season 2, Chapter 2, Mission 6. What you will want to have though is a big damage weapon. Preferably something that ignores defense. But whatever you have that hits hard, that way you can finish someone who's hurt. And just like that, we have a 3-on-2 advantage. So that certainly increases your odds of winning, even if the enemy outclasses you. Now on Ares' turn, I must admit the Mystic does help us out, because he uses Crush Your Enemies, and that will not stun us. But you could also achieve this effect by just equipping Empowered Relentless ISO. And now on Cable's turn, I'm going to use Temporal Shift on my agent. This will give him an extra turn. Then I'm going to use Plasma Rifle, and we'll just go ahead and fire that at Ares. Oh well, they do have a Protector, so I guess we're going to hit him instead. Now with my agent's extra turn, I'm going to reload the Revolt 5. And that's going to be my turn, so that's why I like Angel's Rapture ability better, because you can then fire it on your second turn. So now with Angel, watch what happens when we use Rapture. My agent is going to be unable to gain Follow the Lead. So basically it's wasted, you can't stack these 2 abilities. And that makes sense because it would be incredibly overpowered. But I will use Absolution, and hopefully buff my agent. Well, unfortunately he didn't get strengthened. But he does have a turn coming up, and I'll get to fire the Revolt 5 6 more times. And then I can still use the cube, or the Warbringer Axe, or the Mystic, whatever I feel is best. Both of the enemies are really weak, so we should be able to finish them off. We still have our combat reflexes, so we'll go ahead and target Ares first, and that's because he's next to act. The first shot is a miss, but we do have 5 more. So here goes the second. It's a non-crit for 6,500 damage. And a third shot. It crits for over 10k. So now we have 3 left, and this will hopefully take Ares out. Alright, another dodge. Reality hacking does get annoying sometimes. Well, I would hope that this one's going to hit. But we get another dodge. Alright, so last shot. And that one does take Ares out. So now I'm going to use my weapon with the highest attack on their agent. And he dodges it. Alright, perfect. So anyways, we're missing a ton of attacks. So we're going to have to shoot him with the Plasma Rifle. And then a Scanny Arts. So finally he's dead. And now I'll show you this last team. Now I pretty much prefer this team because World War Hulk gives you a War Frenzy to start. and this can make a huge difference for that early Revolt 5 damage. And since our teammate gives us War Frenzy, you can use that slot for something like a Savant Spear. So that's what I did, and now our team has a starting shield, which will really help us out against someone like Quicksilver. Also, you will notice that Quicksilver is going to make us pretty upset with that War Frenzy, and we're still getting the morale boost. That's another reason why I love Angel for this team. The Rapture ability is perfect, and then he gives you morale boost, and that's because of the Inspiring and Powered ISO 8. It looks like our agent's going to go second, so the only thing we have to worry about is getting potentially one-shotted by that Juggernaut. That could definitely hamper our whole setup. Hulk gets an incredible hit on their agent, so he's almost gone already. And right away I'm thinking the Revolt 5 should only take 1 to 2 shots to finish him. Their Juggernaut uses the Surge of Sidorak, so now he's going to hit exceptionally hard, and we do already have a shield, so here comes a Mountain Crusher, and it leaves Hulk with 541 HP. Luckily Hulk isn't the MVP of our team. He's actually the most expendable of the three. As always, I start with quick reflexes, and then I'm going to fire on their agent. So the first shot, that's going to do 9,900. It kills him, but he does come back to life. Apparently he has the Orfrost Mace. Then we miss the second attack, but hopefully the third one should do it. Good, it does. That way I can move on to Quicksilver, who I really find to be a nuisance. And as you can see, we're doing really good damage, and that wasn't even a crit. So there goes a 13k critical hit, and now we get one last shot. Now it's time to do our normal attack, and we're going to use the Mystic. As long as it hits, it should be enough damage. And it does. So now we just have Juggernaut left. We'll start by using the Rapture ability, and then we're going to heal Hulk back to full health. And now I'll also have that Guardian Angel Resurrection effect. But I have a feeling that he won't need to use it because he is fully buffed, and he's going to do a ton of damage. After Hulk smashes the Juggernaut, I want to show some Revolt 5 bonus footage and talk a little bit about next week's segment. Once again, next week you're going to want to tune into the From the Helicarrier podcast. I have a really exciting team combination this time. Trust me, it's a team that's capable of winning really quickly and very easily. And it really doesn't matter what the opponents are even using. Like if they have the Mystic, you won't even care. If they have a Protector agent, doesn't matter. They can completely dominate the other team. There's only 1 or 2 weaknesses that they do have. But trust me, it's something you'll definitely want to tune in for. And then stay tuned for the follow-up video. I'll just leave you with one final hint about this team. It's going to be a psychic onslaught that's sure to leave your opponents traumatized. Well, that's going to be it for the first episode of All Hail the King. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it helps. Remember, the Revolt 5 is in Season 2, Chapter 2, Mission 6. Thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, good luck, and take care.